Hello, 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 all my beautiful souls around the globe. It's your favorite auntie, Dr. Deshauna, author of Dark Chocolates, Bittersweet Collection of Love and Life in Poetry, sold everywhere the bookstores are selling books. Okie dokie, listen up and listen good, you guys. I'm coming at you with another review. As you know, most of you know me for doing, YouTube reviews, just reviewing different products, enlightening the public, letting you know whether it's a good buy, whether it's a good place to invest your bucks or not. We're in a day and time where we're stretching our bucks and our pennies as best as we can. And a lot of times we depend on reviews to let us know what a product or a service is about. So today I'm bringing you a review on my experience with House of Symmetry. From what I understand, House of Symmetry is a permanent makeup type of business. I believe, I don't know everything they do, but I know that they do permanent makeup. They do microblading and eyebrows, permanent lipsticks, permanent different types of things. I believe, I'm not sure if the girl who serviced me is the owner, but I think she might be, or somewhere up like that. Chrissada, McCollum. Now, let me tell you guys something. In the beginning, I really enjoyed, as a first impression of this girl, I really enjoyed her personality overall. She seemed like a really sweet, kind person, very knowledgeable about her craft, answered all my questions, put me very at ease. I was dealing with a lot at the time, and I didn't do my due diligence, which is normally before I invest in a product or allow myself to be serviced by someone I don't know. I'm not usually an impulse buyer. Usually I will go online, I will look this person up, I will look for reviews, I will look for other people, what other people had to say about dealing with the person before I make an overall decision. So I didn't do that this time. I immediately heard in the girl's voice that she was a woman of color. That excited me. I always want to support my people. Our initial consultation was by telephone. I sent her a picture of what my eyebrows looked at the time, which was, not one of my best days. As I'm beginning to get a little older and as I was dealing with my health issues, I was kind of starting to have a little hard time drawing my eyebrows in. Some of them, just having a hard time making them look as even as I've been doing for my whole entire life. So I've been wanted to get microbladed. As I sent the girl the pictures of my first, as I sent her a picture of what my eyebrows looked like at the time, which they were, I wouldn't say patchy and all of this, but I would say that they were very thin, transparent. My normal hair color is like a 1B, something like that, maybe like a 2. It's not that dark. But I normally wear like a light brown, medium brown pencil on my brow. That's my normal choice of how I like my eyebrows to look. Moving right along, as I sent her a picture of my brows, what they look like at the time, she recommended to me, okay, well, I could just do the microblade, which she had a special at the time for $119. And she says, well, I could just do the microblade for you, which is just drawing the pen strokes, like almost like a tattoo, but not as deep as a tattoo. Still use, pigment, vegan safe, pigment or whatever. I can do that for you, but it's my strong opinion you would benefit from my brow and shading technique, which is where I'll shade in and I'll draw some strokes. And then when you come back for your follow-up, I'll draw even more strokes to replace what the pigment pushes out in the natural process. She neglected to tell me the entire procedure, which I really also would tell anyone before you go to any microblader. Do your due diligence, watch some YouTube videos, watch the healing process. These are things that you're going to have to make up your mind that you know what you're expecting. First of all, know exactly what you want, know exactly what you're expecting, and know exactly who you're dealing with. If you see more than 2 or 3 reviews that a person is not who they say they are, unprofessional, rude, all of this. Don't go to that person, which is what I wish I would have not done. I want to be honest with you guys. You guys know me. I'm known for bringing the truth. I'm a positive person. I'm a spiritual woman. I got plenty of, auntie, got little auntie, niece-in-laws in the street, out there in the streets of Sac. I got plenty of goddaughters in the streets of Sac. I got plenty of respect in these streets. I grew up in these streets. I was born and raised in these streets. I got lots of family in these streets, but I also got lots of friends, lots of ex-co-workers, lots of old classmates. I mean, I got people who just know me from this city. So as you know, I'm not the type of person to put out fake news. I don't do that. I really didn't look forward to doing this video because I never like to give a negative report on anyone. But the situation I ended up being put in, I had no choice because I made it plain to this girl that my followers are waiting to hear the rest of how our transaction went. And I don't want to let things go on a negative note. I tried to deal with the girl even after she talked to me disrespectfully. So what ended up happening was I came in, did the first part of the service. She shaded the brows, everything looked really nice. I asked beforehand, though, are they going to stay dark or are they going to lighten up? She did say to me that they would lighten up a lot from what, they were originally. Now, let me state something that I realized looking back on happenstance. This girl seems to be selling her work based on the photos of the immediately after she does, she put, I'm just going to say tattoo for lack of better. After she tattoos on the brows, whether it's the microblade, which is just the eyelash strokes, eyebrow strokes, or it's the shading microblade technique that she did for me. And right afterwards, like immediately following the service for the next couple of days, the brows look as best as they're going to look, okay, before they start the healing process. The healing process includes days of your brows scabbing up, like it has to scab over, like what happens when you get a tattoo. Just like a tattoo scabs, them eyebrows get to scabbing and crumpling and falling all in your face and all of that. She did provide great aftercare instructions, was very detailed. I had to buy a $10 pack of cream to help maintain them for the first week, which I do believe should have been free as a part of the service, but she charged $10 for that. I did not wear any makeup when I came in for my service. I figured it would just get in the way. I do have different age spots and different things. Hell, I'm a 45-year-old woman. So the pictures that she took of me, I didn't like my skin as well as like now. I don't have any, like foundation on or anything now, but her high-powered light just showed the parts of my skin that I wasn't happy about. And I'm like, oh, girl, don't put the picture like that. So she had her person edit the picture and then tells me after I see the final edits, for $10 more, we could do a whole face. I'll let my edit person know for $10 more. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, you just scamming down to the last. I'm like, wow, no thanks. Leave it as is, sweetie. So she did the half face with the little half edit to go on her page for her promotion. But now I see that her services are being sold on the immediate after of the brows, and they don't continue looking like that. As you can see, my brows no longer look like they did when they were first completed. This is because my healing process is all the way done. I was supposed to come back to her to have her draw more line strokes, like to make it look more like hair strokes. It's a part 2. And that's what I was supposed to come back for. So what happened was, when it was just coming up on my 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, you're supposed to go back for your follow-up appointment. I called the girl to ask her a question. I wanted to ask her, was there anything she could do to lighten them up any? Now, mind you, I've since lightened them up myself over the last 2-3 weeks now, because I went online, did my research. I found out that retinol and vitamin C cream lightens them up, if they're a little too dark for you. So you could do that if it's a little too dark. But instead of informing me, maybe she didn't know about that. I don't know. Obviously, I caught her at a wrong time. She had a friend of hers that was assistant of hers there, and she had me on speaker. And instead of saying, no, I don't really know of any way you could lighten them, or you could either just, have me, take them out if that's what you want. Instead of just making it simple, she chose to get offended, like as if I was somehow insulting her work by asking her, is there any way that they could lighten up? I relayed to this girl as best as I could that I just was not prepared for how dark they were going to come out. I relate, and she tried to say that I was lying because she was very thorough and all of this and that. You were thorough, but you showed me a color chart, and the color chart from what I saw looked like they were going to end up as a medium brown, dark brown. She went on to explain to me that's not how it works. And then she went over and above. I said, you could go to telling me that I could take her to any courthouse that I want, and I would lose. And she even went as far as to say that, she reframed my whole face and all of this and that with this girl right here. Mind you, this girl, her friend, they might be close, but I don't know who this girl is. She goes on to re-quote me, you the one came in and said your eyebrows was patchy and this and that and da-da-da-da. They still look a hell of a lot better than that. She went on to say that I was playing victim. And she went on to say that I was bringing negative energy her way. And it was at that point that I had to start raising my voice because I was starting to get upset. Whereas I had been holding it together, even though she had been stopped being professional at this point. So it come to find out, I guess they were out of town on vacation. And the friend tells me, well, you just called at a bad time. We're out of town. She's out of town on vacation and she's still working. And we're running late to a photo shoot now because she's talking to me. I said, well, I would have just rather her tell me that it was a bad time than to sit up and get unprofessional with me and rude and unprofessional. Now, here's the thing. The person she spoke to that day is not the person you're talking to right now. I was going through it. I had just been to the emergency room the day before that. I was on painkillers, so I was a little out of it that day we talked. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing that she didn't get me, my normal self, because the way she spoke to me, it probably would have went a little farther than just a telephone. It was out and out disrespectful, unprofessional. I could tell the girl was taking out her frustration on me, kind of like doing a narcissistic, manipulative move. Like, how when you trying to let someone know you're just looking for information, but you're going to try to turn it into I'm doing something wrong against you so that you can take out your frustrations on somebody. And baby, I'm not the right one for that. In the beginning of our work, I told her I would give her a great review across all platforms. On Google, I have over 500,000 views. I have close to 1,000 followers on YouTube, even though I haven't been active on it in a while. You guys know that I'm regular on my social media, and I am going to be getting back to my reviews. But this one right here, do not go to Chrissada McCollum at House of Symmetry. I'm sorry. The sad thing about it is I made it plain and clear. I like the shape of the brows. They are beautiful. I told her time and time again, you did beautiful work. I'm not insulting your work. I'm not insulting you. I simply was asking a question. Is there any way to lighten them up? But she chose to get offended, chose to talk disrespectfully. We hung up on a bad term with her saying, I'm going to set you another appointment. You come in, I'm going to just take the pigment all the way out and I'm going to redo your contract. And that's what I got to do to protect myself. That's what I'm going to do now and all this. So we hung up on that note. I didn't feel good about it in my spirit. I'm a peace-loving person. I waited about 4 or 5 days. I thought it over. I said to myself, well, let me give her one more chance to fix this. Because ordinarily, you talk to me crazy, you better hope. No, you're not going to ever put your hands on me again. That's what we're not going to do. But you better hope I don't get one of my babies in the streets to whoop you. That's what you better hope. And it really came close. I'm just going to keep it a buck because I know she watching this too. It almost came very close. But I thought about it. I prayed about it. I said, God, you going to get her way worse than I could ever. So, I just decided to leave it where it's at. But I still got an obligation to be truthful to my followers and the public. So after she talked crazy, 4 or 5 days later, I sent a long text. I basically said, hey, sweetie, we are both mature Black women. Hopefully we can look past the negative conversation that we had and you can finish the work that you started. I said, yes, I can go to elsewhere. That's always what I can do. But I would rather you finish what you were going to do. You know what I'm saying? And again, I said, and again, for the record, I never meant to disrespect you. I still don't see how you got disrespected. I was simply asking a question. So, let me know. And then I did warn her. I said, I told you I was going to do a thorough review in the beginning. I've already did the first part. I told people how much I love my brows in the beginning, before the healing stage. Now, as they stand, I still love them, but they're incomplete. So if you could finish what you started, we could get this show back on the road. And I would love to do a good review for you, leaving out the negativity. The girl chose to ignore me. Got the message, ignored me. First day, second day, by the third day, I put her on block. And I said, you know what? Baby, it's going to be what it's going to be then. I did take a look at her Yelp page after she talked crazy to me. I noticed more than a few people accused her of scamming them, taking their money. One girl said that the day of her appointment, the girl calls her, sends her a text message or something and says, cancels the appointment like within an hour before the girl was due to be here, saying that she's in the hospital. She got into a car accident. The girl says, I just knew she was lying. So I said, send me a copy of the police report. Send me a picture of you in the hospital. Then it was at the time the girl blocked her. Now, these people online who are claiming that she did this to them, claim they paid deposits down. She never paid back. One girl said she paid deposit and full price for services. And the girl picks an argument with you so she could have an excuse to get negative and act like you doing something to her. And then after that, it's beef or smoke. And then she has the right to keep your money. Well, in my humble opinion, as I wrap this review up, I'm going to post this on YouTube. I'm going to share it to my Facebook. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Google review, Yelp review. And y'all know, y'all auntie, I'm not fake. She put underneath each person who gave her a negative review on Yelp, this is a fake person. It's not a real person. This is someone who's trying to tear my business down, blah, 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 blah. I don't know who this is. Go look at my 5-star reviews. Go look at my good reviews. So I'm sure she has people that she knew better than to try it with, but then she had people she was stupid enough to try it with too. So I'm going to leave it right there. You guys, all I would say is do your due diligence. Do what I didn't do. I'm going to leave them as is. I'm not going to have nobody else, try to mark over them or anything like that. I'm going to continue to use my retinol cream to lighten them up until they continue to keep fading. And I can just keep drawing them in with the pencil like I've been doing, like I was used to doing. She did an excellent shape. Because I look at my face all the time, I notice, I don't know, but one is higher than, this one is higher. This one goes up like this, and this one goes out like that. That's her work, okay? And that's one of the things she said during our exchange. She had one eyebrow lower than the other, one da-da-da-da. But if you are the professional and it's your job to even that out, you're in business because people have, excuse my language, fucked up eyebrows. And they come to you because they want them beautified. It's your job to even it out, straighten it up, and do everything else that I paid you for. You didn't do me no favors. You didn't do nothing for free. You got paid my $220 to do this and was going to get another $120 to finish up. But I'm so glad you showed your ass. I would never recommend the two people who hit me personally and asked for your contact. I hit them right away after you did that ugly exchange, Chrissada. And I told them, don't go to that bitch. Don't put your money in her hands. Don't let her touch you because she's a devil. She is real ugly. She acts like a nice, sweet, humble human being when you first, deal with her, when you put your money in her hands. But if you call her and she on an off day, she lacks professionalism. And unfortunately, that's her problem. Lacks professionalism, is a rude and ugly person. And you just don't do that to your customers. We could have chose 10,000 other people in the city to go put our money in their hands and get the same service, if not better. But we chose you. And because you think you're popping now, or you think you did so many people that you way up here, baby, please. God is the one who put you up here, and God is the one that's going to bring you down, sweetie, because you messed with the wrong one. So on that note, I'm out. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, share, follow, please subscribe if you want to see more reviews, which they will be coming up. And on that note, I'm out. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to your auntie, Dr. Deshauna. One love. Peace to the gods of the earth.